Hello Nathan Judah, I'm here with Shrewsbury Town reporter Lewis Cox. Lewis, big game on Saturday. They're going to bring a few, they're going to be loud, they're going to be boisterous. It's Portsmouth and a team that is, well, another difficult game for Shrewsbury, as they all are, but definitely one that a team that's on the up.
Yeah, I think so. You picked Portsmouth out in the fixture list before the start of the season, don't you? Certainly Fratton Park is a great trip, but they're a rowdy bunch, aren't they, Pompey? Wherever they go, they take great numbers. You know, we know that from their Premier League games days, and they've been in and around the Football League for a while now, since falling out of the Prem, haven't they? They've made a few trips to Shrewsbury, but it's always one you look forward to. You know, I'm sure it'll be a great atmosphere, it'll be a right racket in the meadow. Block 19, I'm sure it'll be in great spirits next to the away fans. It's going to be rowdy. And I suppose a negative side of it is just how well Kenny Jackett's side are playing at the moment. I mean, we couldn't have picked a worse time really to play them. They've won 7 from 8 in the league. He's had
a new deal, Kenny Jackett, I think, as well.
Yeah,
long-term deal.
They're absolutely flying. They had a tough start back in League One. Many predicted them to do well, and they're really showing that now. They're on the fringes of the playoffs, and I expect them to get in the playoffs quite comfortably. They've got a good squad. Be a real test for Town, and hopefully they can come through it after returning to winning ways last week.
So team news for Paul Hurst. Obviously, you know, things, a good win, you know, last time out. But can they, you know, are there going to be changes there, or do you feel they'll keep with the same kind of players?
Well, it'll be interesting because when they returned to winning ways last weekend, there were changes, weren't there? They took out the top scorer, Stephen Payne, which. You know, on paper is a surprise with his goals, but maybe struggling for confidence. And they went with Carlton Morris, who I personally felt had a really good game. He brings maybe little bits that Payne doesn't. The only thing that lacked for Carlton was a chance, a clear opening in front of goal. He had all the ingredients everywhere else, but didn't get the chance to show what he could do in front of goal. Would you keep him in over Payne? That's a real conundrum for Hurst, I think. Looking forward to see what he'll say. In today's press conference, and see where he'll go with that one, see how fit he sees it that each one are. The other one, of course, is in midfield. Ben Godfrey, another one of the star players this season, the Norwich lad on loan, was left out for Bryn Morris. Not Bryn Morris's finest game. He will admit that himself. I'm sure he's played well in recent weeks, but it wasn't sort of a game where a midfielder could spray a 60-yard pass. It was very bitty in there. So maybe didn't give the best account of himself, but to have options like Godfrey and Payne to come back in are superb for Hurst, I think, going into a mammoth game really with Portsmouth. A
mammoth game, and games, a lot of games come thick and fast, and with that, you know, with that chasing pack as well, obviously that gap has now shortened. A couple of losses here and there, and they can find themselves, you know, quickly in that playoff, you know, and looking down rather than up. They want to get, you know, keep on getting 3 points and you know, in that top 2.
Don't hold me to this, but I think I looked at the schedule and counted. I think it's 4 games in 9 days, which is outrageous, really. It's like 1 every 2 days, isn't it?
So the squad's going to get used regardless.
Yeah. I mean, it starts with Portsmouth, but then Boxing Day's Wigan. It's first v second, and it doesn't come much tougher than Wigan away as well.
Yeah, of course.
New Year's Saturday they go down to Southend. I mean, could you get a worse trip than that?
For you with it, but you could be working New Year's Eve. 4:30.
Yeah, perhaps.
West Brom against Arsenal. Can't wait for that.
So I mean, on the face of it, on paper, it's a really tough schedule for them, and to get anything near maximum points for any of that will be superb. I think they'll just really hope to go into January in the top 2. I think that would be incredible, given the games they've got coming up. But the buffer they built themselves, you know, certainly from the bottom of the playoffs to stick inside the playoffs, it was a great buffer, and it's still standing strong. Still a great gap. I think it's 9 or 10 points, can't remember quite, but it's a great gap. And if they can, you know, come through these games and still have that buffer, I think they'll be laughing going into January, where we expect a number of changes.
Big game. Portsmouth come to Town. Lewis will be at the new meadow on Saturday. Make sure you log on to not Express and Star, ShropshireStar.com for all the latest news.